Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside Dawg.
Mike, it's good to see you, and it's good to see you as a champion. You know, you chase
I am.
NFL teams every year, and you're a Bucs fan, apparently,
Huge.
and I guess that means you won the Super Bowl.
I won the Super Bowl. It's a huge year for the Tampa Bay area. They won a Stanley Cup. They won a Super Bowl. It's absolutely amazing. And what Tom Brady did, I can't even believe it. He's an old man. He did it. He pulled it off, and I won our bet. So I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, we'll get to that in a second. The bet.
Can't wait for my Bitcoin.
Pissed. I'm pissed about the bet, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Let's talk about Tampa Bay, a sports town. Since when? Since the pandemic started. Like, it took a worldwide pandemic to kill off like 500,000 people for Tampa to be a sports town. That's all it took.
They're huge. The Rays, the Bucs, the Lightning. Huge sports town taking over. Everybody's moving to Florida. So eventually all the good sports had to be down there, right? So
and I told you, the Tampa Raptors, if you don't have a bet right now for them to win the East and win the NBA Finals, you're doing it wrong, because they are going to participate in this. And you're right. I mean, Tom Brady, it's just like it makes no sense how good this guy is.
What'd you think about the game?
Well, it was a shitty game. I mean, even as a Bucs fan, you can say that, right?
I didn't think it was shitty. I think the penalty calls were very questionable, very blatantly like not holding calls and stuff like that. Overall, I thought it was a good game. I mean, I was cheering for the Bucs. You were obviously on the other side, so it was not a good game. So it's hard when you're rooting.
I was on the other side because of our bet, which was just a Bitcoin, which is valued at like $50,000. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I didn't like need the Chiefs to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Chiefs fan per se. I'm in amazement of Tom Brady at all times. What he does and continues to do. Crazy. We talked about a few weeks ago. If you broke his career down in his first 10 years and last 10 years, he'd be the first and second best quarterback in NFL history, and then someone else would be third. And that's two Tom Brady's in the top two. It's just insane.
I almost couldn't believe it. I was like, is this really happening? Are they up going into the half? Are they going to win this game?
Well, you knew they'd have a big first half, the Bucs, because the Chiefs always start slow. The difference is in the second half, the Chiefs still never scored a touchdown. And we can talk about the Chiefs in a second. I have this Tom Brady stat that's incredible. And the place where Tom Brady is living, the city is automatically a sports winner. So let me go through this. From 1977 to 1994, when he was growing up in the San Francisco area, the 49ers had 5 Super Bowl wins.
Whoa.
The Oakland A's had a World Series win, and the Oakland Raiders won the Super Bowl. All happened in his childhood while he was living there. Then there's more. He goes to Ann Arbor, Michigan, Mike, for college. The Red Wings won 3 Stanley Cups while he was in college at Michigan. This is great. And the Michigan football team were also national champs thanks to Tom Brady. And there's more. You ready?
Of course. Yeah.
It might have been Michigan basketball, because now I'm realizing Tom Brady never won a championship in football. So that must be basketball in 98. Okay. The city of Boston, from 2001 to 2018, the Patriots and Tom Brady, of course, won 6 Super Bowls. The Bruins won a Stanley Cup in there. The Celtics won the NBA championship in 2008. The Boston Red Sox broke a 100-year curse to win the World Series and then did it again 3 years later. And now he goes to Tampa, and it's exactly what we're talking about. The Lightning win the finals. The Rays are in the World Series, and they've never made it that far before. And then Tom Brady does it. It's one guy that is the whole sports universe in America is circling this one man.
I was watching a video of Tom Brady. He does a lot of now, did his winning start when he started dating Giselle? Because I was looking, there's a video of Tom Brady and says Giselle has all these like crystals and auras and all these things that they're believing in. And like, he's like, oh, you got to do this. Like, I don't know if you saw the clip of like Tom Brady, like right before the Seattle Super Bowl, like Tom Brady was talking about what Giselle was like, there's this little, they put together like a little, what's it called? Like altar, and they pray to it and like, like good things, good intention altar before he goes and plays the game. I don't know if that's it, but it seems a little cuckoo. But is it because of Giselle putting the good, like motivation into him? Like, you can do this, just, get it today. and it's kind of crazy.
I'm pretty shallow, Mike. I'm not shallow enough to say that Giselle is the reason that Tom Brady is this good. I'm not going to go that far.
Okay.
Tom Brady is amazing. Maybe it's a TB12 method. Maybe the crystals have something to do with it. I saw where he kicked his wife and kids out of the house for the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, which is a great move. If you have like a big dope dog investor call, like kick your wife out for a few weeks leading up to
That'll be good. She'll love to hear that. That'll be really good. Kick him out of the house.
That was great. Yeah, Tom Brady's greatness. Like, what else is there to say? Like, what can me and you say that does it any justice other than the list of cities I just ran down?
What about the TV ratings? These TV ratings came out today because, you know, little delay, obviously Nielsen rating, kind of old school. Ratings down, but streaming was up 65%, obviously, because everybody has like some kind of streaming device now. Does it even matter anymore? This was like the least watched Super Bowl of all time or something, or not of all, but of like in the last few years.
I think it was least watched simply because it was a bad game and it was a bad second half and people got out of it. I was expecting the highest rated Super Bowl ever. That's why I told you leading up to it, because one, you couldn't have parties, so everyone would be at their own houses, so there'd be more TVs in use. And then two, what do you do? Like, you're not going out to the bar, you're not going out to dinner. Like, no one's doing these things anyway because of COVID. It was just a shitty second half, and I think a lot of people didn't watch after the middle of the third quarter.
Really? You just think people dipped out? Like, this game's over? Like,
yeah, I'm not worried. Like, obviously, we're all going to streaming, but I don't think that's the reason the rating was low. I think it was just a really bad game. Like, I would have turned on something else if there was something else to watch.
Would you really? You just like,
the second half started, and I thought Patrick Mahomes would turn it on. They only had 9 points, and they were going to score some touchdowns. And when he didn't, and it was the fourth quarter, and they were still down 3 touchdowns, and you knew they wouldn't even get the ball back 3 times. Yeah, I thought that was I was ready to watch something else. I want to mention though, let's talk about the Chiefs for a second. I think I was thinking about this last night in the shower. If I was a sports writer, especially in Kansas City, I would write a column, and I'd be completely serious when I write it. And I would say the Chiefs were 6 plays away from winning the Super Bowl.
Because of the penalties.
That might be one of them, but Patrick Mahomes made some incredible plays, some incredible throws, and his dudes dropped them. There was 2 off the face mask. There was 1 out to Kelsey out wide, and he dropped it. There was another one in the middle of the field, 1 in the corner, like after he was scrambling forever, and the guy just didn't come down with it. Like, I'm telling you, 6 plays was the difference in the Chiefs winning and losing the game. It just looked much bigger.
Did you see when Patrick Mahomes, like, he was scrambling, trying to make like any play to save his life? He was just running. They had pressure on him. No one was open. It didn't look good. It literally looked like he almost never played. Like, what's happening? Like, what are the Bucs doing to you? How are you so bad?
I thought the Chiefs' offensive line looked much worse than Mahomes. Mahomes ran for 498 yards behind the line of scrimmage, which on a bad toe, that couldn't have felt good. And he was scrambling every time. You give the Bucs credit. Where did this defense come from? To run through the murderer's row of Breeze, Rodgers, and Mahomes. And they played so well those last 2 games. During the season, we never once talked about the Bucs defense. We never took them seriously as a title contender because of their defense.
And also because of Brady, because he's old. So we never thought, oh, this is something that could really continue going in his old age. But I think he's coming back. I think it's going to be it's kind of crazy for the Bucs, the Tampa Bay area. It's insane. It's hard to remember thinking back to March, which, by the way, we're approaching March, just so everyone knows. Like, start thinking about that now, about the dramatic anxiety attack you're going to have on March 1st when March circles back on the calendar. Last March, Tom Brady was a free agent, and 2 teams aggressively pursued him in the NFL. We know tons and tons of teams need quarterbacks. It was the Bucs and the Chargers were the only 2 teams who actually tried to get him. That's pretty crazy looking back. Did you see that article or report? Like, the team didn't even realize how good Justin Herbert was going to be. They're just like, oh yeah, he just started, and he's actually a lot better than we ever thought he could be. He's just like, he was really good this year. What do you think? I have all the odds in front of me. What team to you stands out right now? I'll give you some odds on to win the Super Bowl next year. Who do you got?
The Bills would be one right off the bat.
Okay. All right. Plus 1,200. Okay.
12-1. That's a solid bet going in.
I really like the Dolphins just because if Deshaun goes there, your team's ready.
You're betting on Deshaun is what you're doing.
I'm betting on Deshaun. I would just bet all the places that Deshaun could go and take those odds. Take the Dolphins. Take who else? I mean, could he go to the Cowboys? Could he just do a little transfer?
Yeah, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Colts, the Bears.
Saints, maybe?
Saints? Oh, don't let
18
him go
to
there.
1? Right now it's Kansas City at plus 5.5 to 1, Tampa Bay at 9 to 1, Green Bay 9 to 1, Ravens 12 to 1.
Mike, something I really loved when I saw the Super Bowl odds. Tell me the Steelers odds of winning the Super Bowl.
Steelers odds right now
it's
are
pretty
the
bad.
same as the Miami Dolphins at 28 to 1.
How cool is that? It's been years
wild.
since we went into a season thinking that. So the Steelers are washed and the Dolphins are on the come up.
Is Big Ben coming back next year?
I think so, and I think that's why the odds are so bad. I think if he wasn't coming back and they had more options at quarterback, they'd be in a better situation. I was talking to a Steeler fan, not our mutual friend. Unfortunately, I have several of them in my life. And he said he doesn't even want Ben to come back at this point.
Why would you? I mean, look at the last 5 games. It was terrible. It was so bad. That's a guy that's not doing the TB12 method at all.
No, the opposite of it. The
opposite.
The Bud Light 12 pack.
What did you think? All right, lots to break down with the Super Bowl. What did you think of the halftime show?
It was unquestionably the worst halftime show I've ever seen, and I think anyone's ever seen. I was thinking back, like, we had Prince, we had Michael Jackson, we've had Bruno Mars. To go from those legends to The Weeknd getting lost in a mirror room that you go to at the fair.
Yeah, were you getting sick watching?
And we're normal. Imagine old people or epileptic people. I'm sure that triggered some folks.
I just remember we're all sitting here. You know, mutual friend was over. We were in the backyard watching this outside. Very cold. I had a little fire out here now. Watching it, I'm like, what is happening? This is terrible. He's not even dancing. You got to have some dancing when you're on stage like that. I remember getting a text. I'm in another group thread, and the right after, he's like, legitimately the best halftime show I've ever seen. And I couldn't believe. I was like, what was he watching?
Who said that? Name him.
I can't name him. You don't know him, but I can't name him. But he thought it was the best one ever. And
that's hard to fathom.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But he paid for it himself, so it's like
he paid $7 million himself, which makes sense because I think they always pay for it themselves, and it's like a marketing opportunity, and they sell music based on it. Whatever. He had no cameos. Honestly, I thought The Weeknd was like 4 dudes who like at least play instruments. Nope, it was just that one guy. I thought he was lip syncing at first, like up on that platform. Maybe on the field he was singing. The only part I kind of liked was when they got on the field, there were so many guys, like it was kind of like a marching band type of thing. They were all choreographed really well. It had to be hundreds of them. But then the second half starts and dudes are slipping all over the field, and you wonder, why were there just 100 dancers on the field? Maybe that's not the best thing for the Super Bowl. So across the board, it was an awful halftime. And the commercials on the same subject, very few memorable commercials.
Yeah, there was one I really liked, but I totally forgot what it was. But
not memorable.
I couldn't. Yeah, there was some good ones, but yeah, not anything blowing my mind. I felt like this year was like really mediocre for some reason. I don't know why they didn't step up the commercials. Like, there's gonna be more people watching this year than ever, which I guess the stats didn't show, but I feel like streaming wise, there were a lot of people watching. It's just a weird year. The commercials didn't really.
It was completely weird across the board. And it goes back to the question. We posed it early on in the pandemic. If your team wins the championship this year, does it count? And now they were all your team. So I know your answer, but it doesn't mean they all count, just so you know.
They all count. They 100% all count.
But everything was weird, right? Like the Lakers run was weird. The Lightning run was weird. The World Series was weird. And now the Super Bowl was weird. Like everything was a little weird. The national championship game was weird for football.
Yeah, it's super weird. I don't know what's going on. It's something that we're gonna look back and remember and be like, that was a really weird time. What was happening? But right now, I think it was great. I love that Tampa Bay is now a sports team, like a town. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Tampa Bay, of course, because everybody's moving there. All the tech bros are moving out of San Fran, going to Miami and Florida.
We'll see how it is. I'm going to Tampa next week, and I'm a little concerned because you saw the madness in the streets after the game, and I think the COVID is strong in Tampa this week.
Oh yeah, it's definitely strong. Real quick,
I want to blow your mind on one more thing Super Bowl related.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're prepared for this.
All right, give it to me. I'm ready.
Rob Gronkowski and Travis Kelce are the same age.
I knew that already.
You knew that?
I knew that. It was like
it had to blow your mind when you first learned it then.
Yeah, the way Gronk holds himself to what Kelce holds himself, you feel like they're 10 years older because Gronk literally retired last year and he came back.
Yeah. And Kelce like just became good like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, Kelsey came in late. I don't know. It was very weird, but yeah, I already knew that.
That blew my mind. Sorry, you already knew it. So
No, it's okay. It's okay.
And props to the NFL. I think I was a little critical at times this year. I know it's unlike me to be critical, Mike, but
never.
For them to play every game, and a few were moved to Wednesdays and some weird shit, but they got every game in, every playoff game on time, Super Bowl on time, the day it was scheduled. You got to give them props, right? We got to give the NFL and Goodell and the whole crew props for figuring out the COVID. We wanted bubbles. We were talking about building 32 fields in West Virginia or Las Vegas, and it wasn't necessary. And the NFL was right, and TSH was wrong, but just this one time.
Did you see the article that came out right before the Super Bowl? It's like there is no COVID situation that will delay the Super Bowl. Like no matter what, who cares? No. Any kind of COVID, this thing is moving forward. We are playing the Super Bowl.
They did. They got through it pretty good, and cases are going back down. And so, yeah, now I owe you one Bitcoin, which I looked it up before the show, Mike. It is $46,910. And my request to you, it's just a simple request. Can I pay you the actual price when the Super Bowl ended, which was $36,000? It's actually gone up 20% since the Super Bowl ended. So I just want to see if I can do that.
I will accept that. Not only are we getting into Bitcoin, Tesla is now getting into Bitcoin. Everybody's getting into Bitcoin.
It's true.
It's surging. I will accept that.
I will send you $37,880. I have a screenshot of Sunday night's Bitcoin price.
You know what
I don't
you
know
could
if Venmo
do?
accepts that large of a payment.
You could send me 37,000 Dogecoins because that's the Dawg coin that's popping off. That you can afford.
Those are 3 cents a piece. What's my return on that? Is that a good deal for me?
It's pretty cheap. Yeah, it's probably like $70.
Okay.
So I'll collect that. We can put it in like cold storage and save up and see if it ever hits a
Dogecoin. I did some research on it and I removed it from my watch list. That's all you need to know about.
Yeah. You don't do that. That's like if you really want to be into day trading, you can day trade Dogecoin and make some money. That's wild.
Off a few cents. That's too weird. By the way, the market's doing great. We erased the meme stocks. We knocked them out, threw them down a flight of stairs, and now we're cruising again.
Yeah, we're pumping. We're going. I have a big dick energy real quick. Actually, can we talk about our? Yeah, I mean, we already talked about it, but isn't it crazy that I won the thing? Did I win last year too?
Yeah.
Did I win the year before that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just on a hot streak. I just wanted to bring that up. It's been
not only do you win, you flaunted in my face where I got like every team I wanted. I went down my list and I had like all the good teams and all the good quarterbacks, and like your only hope the last 2 weeks was Brady and the Bucs, and of course like it always happens. Like your wild card team. Normally it's the Seahawks. Made sure you didn't get them this year. I don't know. It's like you just figure it out.
I got it. We got it. Next time I'm going to gamble on all the teams that I actually take because that's what I regret doing. I didn't bet on them. Even though they were all mostly out the first week, but still.
It's true. And, we kind of had a role reversal because normally I win the skilled bets and you win the lucky bets. This time you won the skilled bet and I won the square. I won the lucky bet, which has no intrinsic value from brain power. Like I didn't contribute to that. I simply showed up.
I actually hated that there wasn't a lot of scoring for KC because it wouldn't move the damn square out of the 9 block.
And the same dude, our Canadian friend, won the third quarter and the final. So congrats to him on his
bankrolling. Put it all in Bitcoin. I have a big dick energy. I don't have the iPad set up right now.
It fell in the bath. In case you didn't listen to that show, he actually dropped the iPad in the bathtub, and we don't have sound anymore.
So my big dick energy is that EA is bringing back the college football game. So for years and years and years, people loved this game. I think maybe when we were in college, the college football game was out. This year, they're bringing it back. They're going to bring it back with the likeness and the names of all the players. And I think they cut a deal with NCAA.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing this. I don't know why the players aren't getting paid, but I'm going to give it to them. We needed a spice up into the football world. Last 10 years, it's only been, getting phone calls everywhere.
Is that your big dick energy sound?
Yeah. The last 10 years, we've only had Madden football. We had nothing else. And guess what they're not doing? They're not innovating. It is boring as shit. We need a new game. And hopefully this does something. I mean, I know it's EA. It should have been NFL 2K, whatever. But,
Well, I'm surprised you're into it because you're not a college football fan.
No.
I feel like I don't even know, what team would you play with? Like USC because they're down the road?
Okay. What's happening? It's not about, I just keep getting, not about the actual college football. It's about the different type of game. You can play a different game. You can do something different. That's what I wanted. And that's why I was giving it to EA, because I think this is a good move. Finally bringing it back. I'm sure they cut a deal. So hopefully it's a good one.
It's in 3 years, right? It's going to take them 3 years to develop it.
Yeah, it's going to be a while, but hopefully they can get something going, which
exactly. Tom Brady can win 3 more Super Bowls by the time they debut this game.
What else do I have? Do you have anything
I wanted
else?
to do a J-Dog takes on myself.
Okay.
Thankfully, you don't have the sound because we talked about prop bets for the Super Bowl last week, and I gave you some of mine based on game flow. I gave you 10 of them, and I hit on 2 of them. So 2 out of 10. And that's basically what you were doing on your NFL picks all week or all year. So I guess I equaled you there.
Oh wait, how did you do on the prop sheet?
That's what I mean. I got 2 out of 10.
Oh, you only got on the prop sheet. You only got 2 out of 10.
I didn't fill them all out. I refrained. But of the 10 I answered, the 10 I cherry picked as being easy answers, I got 2 right and 8 wrong.
So I actually won our prop pool. We did it here. Put $10 in. We all won some money. I got 40 of them right.
Oh, how many were there?
I don't know, but I thought I did a pretty good job. A lot of unders. Didn't get the Gatorade color. We didn't even see the Gatorade color until afterwards. Yeah. I thought it was photoshopped. It was blue. I don't believe it.
Fucking blue.
Yeah,
no one had
blue.
that. You said a color that doesn't exist. Green, I think.
Well, no, there was actually on the sheet. It said lime, green, or yellow. So it was like the combo. They comboed it all together. So I wasn't off. I was kind of right.
I don't know. You said a color, and I feel like they don't have that color.
It's there. It's there.
Okay.
Also on our whatever called our Vegas spreads are gambling this year. Obviously, it's been a long year. We went 49, 48, and 2 on the year.
A losing record.
Yeah. So it wasn't like almost. Oh, I would almost call it like break even, but I guess like the push. So
the 2 pushes didn't help you. Yeah. So that puts you into under. Wow. So it's like it's kind of hard to be that exact, like right on the number. Like you almost got all your money back that you put in.
Yeah, but it's tough because it was a COVID year, so it's going to be hard. But hopefully, our mutual friend won a lot of money from our gambling pool this year, so we're going to put it into the gambling next year and see how it goes. I think it'll be a better year. Now we know COVID. Now you know like the home team spreads and stuff like that.
How do you win a lot of money?
With his gambling, were you on his like playoff pool that he runs?
No, he won that.
He won it, yeah.
Oh, it's always sketchy when the person who organizes the crime ring also wins the crime ring.
He actually sent me an email ahead of time and said, "This is mine, just so it doesn't look like I'm cheating. Here's my bet." I'm like, okay.
Sounds like a cheater when you see it
thinking like a cheater ahead of a cheater. Yeah. So
that sounds right.
He
good for him. I'm glad he's going to reinvest it in your mind, basically, your football mind.
That's it's our mind. We're together here. It's one team.
That's enough of that.
All right. Did you look at Carson Wentz might be traded? Do you want to talk about that at all, or do we not care?
It would disrupt the whatever you call that Bears.
We're really losing it right now. What's going on?
We don't do shows on Tuesdays often. What do you call the Bears quarterback situation? I didn't know how to quite say that.
Yeah, the piece of trash covered in shit and garbage, burning, whatever, something like that.
That would disrupt that because he'd be like one level less. He'd be like 3 of those things, but not all of those things.
Did you see the trade offer? It would have been like Nick Foles and our first like a round pick for Carson Wentz. And it would just been like Nick Foles, you ended it back up on the Eagles, which would be kind of fun.
Which makes sense. They should have never gotten rid of him, but the Bears should have never given him that contract. And Wentz has a bad contract too. If I'm a quarterback needy team, I'm willing to take on Wentz. I don't want to pay his deal, and I don't want to give up a first round pick to pay that deal. So if it's a Wentz trade, it should be like for a 4th round pick.
Well, they say they're looking for a Stafford package, the similar way.
And that's ridiculous. I know you were kind of shitting on Stafford. I love Stafford and the Rams. You had that next year's odds for the Super Bowl. I think Stafford and the Rams are 2nd or 3rd on that list.
No, hold on. Where are they?
Yeah, I think it's
Rams
Packers,
13-1.
Chiefs, Packers, Rams. Yeah,
that's insane. How can
ahead of Lamar Jackson, ahead of Josh Allen?
Yeah, I don't even believe it. That's insane.
Wentz will be traded. I don't think you need to give up a 1st round pick. Like, who are you negotiating against if you give that up?
Well, I don't know who you're negotiating against. You basically just have to be like, here he is. We'll give you a pick. Additionally, take him, and we'll just take something back because you don't want to. At this point, you already know your quarterback's going to be whatever his name is. I don't know why I can't think today. What's it?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Yes, Jalen.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Mike.
But who knows?
The NFL season's over. I think our minds are just mush from the year. It was. It's been a blur, and like I said, it's almost March. That freaks me out every time I think about it.
Well, let's just wrap it up. I'm gonna have tonight or tomorrow morning. We will have some sports memorabilia swag up on the sportshangover.com that you can buy. All Tom Brady swag, some seven swag. Tampa Bay,
Brady,
Champa Bay.
Champa, yeah.
We got it's all coming. Should be there tonight. Go to the sportshangover.com. Check it all out. Follow us on Instagram at the Sports Hangover Podcast. That's it, Jeremy. You got anything else?
Just sad football's over. I don't know what we do on Sundays till August.
Sometimes I forget that I liked football during these times because you now have a Sunday to do something instead of hang out inside. But it becomes weird. We'll watch hockey.
Not much to do.
We'll watch some hockey. It'll be really good. All right. If we don't get arrested and lesser abuse, hopefully we are back next week.